Hello, this is James, and welcome to my favourite games of 2016 video. So how's this going to work? It's going to be put into three sections. First is going to be honourable mentions, which is games that aren't quite Game of the Year worthy to me, but I had a lot of fun with anyway. Then it's going to be a list of what I call games that could have been my favourite Game of the Year, but aren't. And lastly, it's going to be my favourite game of the year. So in each individual sections, the games aren't going to be in any particular order. I did try and put them in an order at first, but I couldn't quite do it, mainly because a lot of them are so different. You can't really compare them and say which is better, which is worse. And also it just felt kind of arbitrary, like it just feels like something I have to do, and I wasn't really feeling it. So the games aren't going to be in any particular order. Now a few things before we start. First of all, obviously I haven't played every game to come out this year, so if there's anything I've missed that seems obvious, it's probably because I haven't played it. And also these are all going to be on PC, because as I don't have any way to capture footage from my consoles, which I know I probably should have, but I just don't, so that can't happen. Lastly, as you can probably tell, this is my favourite games of 2016, not necessarily the objective best, so this is going to be as subjective as fuck, so just so you know. Anyway, let's get into it. I actually got into the 7th console generation quite late. I first got on Xbox 360 in I think 2009, 2010, and Limbo was one of the first games I got on it, and I absolutely loved it. Really creepy atmosphere, and I'm all about the atmosphere, and really good organic puzzles. And so as you can probably imagine, I was quite eager for their new game, but for ages there was no news on it. I kept going on their website and seeing no hints. So you can imagine I was very excited when Inside was announced. And boy did it deliver. Again, really great atmosphere. It was again creepy to downright terrifying in places. And quite visual storytelling. I don't think Limbo had much of a story. You just felt like you were going from A to B, but I felt like it told a story visually. Like you learned more as you go, and like you could kind of piece things together, which was pretty cool. And again, very good puzzles. Yeah, and again, I'm really looking forward to Playdead's next game. Now, I haven't actually played much of Total War or Warhammer. I've been playing Total War games since Shogun 2, which I absolutely love. It's the one I've played the most. And as for Warhammer, I think the only one I've played is Dawn of War 2, which is set in the 40k universe. It's not even set in the Warhammer universe. I don't really know the difference, don't really get it, but that's all I know. So to me, Total War Warhammer was just a Total War game with a fantasy flavour, which I knew I was just going to love. Getting into the game itself, there's a bigger variety of units, not just guys with different weapons and armour, actual like fantasy creatures, which again don't mean much to me because I don't know much about Warhammer, but campaign map looks absolutely beautiful. I think it's the best campaign map for Total War I've seen. And hero units are a lot of fun because they can use spells, or not hero units that lead armies, I forget what they're called, but yeah, I love using them. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this game. Now, I love RTS games, and we've seen something of a resurgence of them in recent years, which has made me very happy, but none has made me happier than Ashes of the Singularity. Playing this game is pure bliss for me. Now, I could talk about the massive maps, which are a lot of fun to play on. The battles look amazing, but I don't know, it's simply the act of playing it, even starting out, producing engineers, getting resources, and there's something about it. Maybe just looking forward to what's going to happen, but I don't know. There's just something about it that reminds me of just being a teenager when RTS games were all that mattered, and spending all my time playing with them. and it really brings me back to that. So that's just why I love this game. And yeah, told you this would be subjective as fuck. Now, I've been a fan of Doom for as long as I can remember, and id Software in general. And I've been waiting a long time, as with every other Doom fan, I suppose, for a game like this. Not to say I didn't like Doom 3. I really loved Doom 3. It was actually one of the first horror games I played and actually got me into it. So I owe a lot to that. But this was definitely a lot more like classic Doom. It was very fun and fast. Of course, seeing monsters or weapons from the original was half the fun to me. And I just had a blast playing it. Also, the story is surprisingly good if you get into it. And actually, when I finished it, I actually kept thinking about it for a few hours and kept reading about it afterwards. So if you're, I won't spoil it if you haven't played it, but if you are a old Doom fan, the story is a lot of fun, and you can actually get quite into it. And I don't know how to finish this, so on to the next game. Now, I've always loved a great story more than great gameplay in games, as long as the gameplay is fine, of course. And this was certainly the case with Oxenfree. This game was just amazing to play. It had really unique characters that with different personalities that you really get into and care about. And the basic story is that they, as a getaway, came to an island, but then they, of course, find it's haunted, and it's all about how they deal with it and finding out actually what's going on. And I think they're kind of young teenagers, practically kids, and it's interesting seeing how they deal with it, which is surprisingly organic. Like, it's quite believable despite the otherworldly art style, which is also amazing. So what pushes you forward is seeing how the characters interact and wanting to see the mystery of the island and seeing what's going on. So, and I gotta say, I did the Let's Play of this, and it was probably my favourite one I've done so far. Sadly, I don't think anyone watched that. So if you could go and find the time to maybe watch the first part, I'd really appreciate it. I actually have the, I think I'll have the link in the description below. So. Yeah, there's a cheap plug right there. Anyway, but I genuinely did love this game, and actually was thinking about it for a long time afterwards. It couldn't be anything else, really. I love the Souls series. Dark Souls 2 was a bit disappointing, and you could say why this game is so great or why I loved it so much is because of how similar it is to Dark Souls. But maybe that's what makes it so remarkable, that it rekindles that feeling of wanting to explore, to push forward, to explore every part of the world that I can, and just absolutely love doing it. And of course, it has the same great combat. Getting new armor, finding new weapons is a lot of fun. Upgrading, but simply, this game has given me so much joy, more than most other games, and certainly more than any other game released this year. So that's why this is my game of the year. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know how wrong I am, and I'll see you next time.